Right now, someone in your office is using a 500-year-old tactic to control your career. They're not a villain from a history book. They might be your boss, your manager, or even that friendly colleague. Most people never notice this invisible game of power until it's too late, until their promotion is given away, their project is stolen, or their reputation is quietly dismantled. Machiavelli warned us about this 5 centuries ago, and his playbook is being used against you today. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how the modern workplace is a battlefield of subtle power plays. I will reveal the Machiavellian tactics your boss is likely using, not to scare you, but to arm you. You will learn to see the moves before they are made, defend yourself against them, and navigate your career with a new level of strategic awareness. This isn't about paranoia, it's about seeing reality. In the 1500s, in a world of cutthroat politics, Niccolo Machiavelli wrote The Prince. It wasn't a guide for tyrants, but a brutal, honest manual for survival in a world where good intentions get you nowhere. He observed that power has its own logic, separate from morality. Today, the castles and courts have been replaced by cubicles and boardrooms, but the human desire for control remains exactly the same. Your boss, whether consciously or not, operates by these ancient rules. Let's start with the first and most common tactic: strategic ambiguity. This is when your boss deliberately keeps instructions vague, leaving goals and responsibilities unclear. They might say, "Just handle it," or "I trust your judgment," without providing any real direction. This isn't a sign of trust, it's a trap. The ambiguity allows them to take credit if you succeed and blame you if you fail. "You misunderstood my vision," they'll say. It creates a fog where they are never accountable. How do you defend against it? You become a master of clarity. After receiving a vague instruction, send a follow-up email. Write, "Just to confirm my understanding, the objective is X, and my key responsibilities are Y and Z. Is this correct?" This forces them to go on record. You are dragging their move out of the shadows and into the light, creating a paper trail that protects you. You are refusing to play in their fog, but it gets more dangerous. The next tactic is the calculated favor. This is when your boss gives you something you didn't ask for, a slightly better project, a flexible afternoon, or a small compliment in a meeting. It feels good, but it's not a gift, it's a debt. Machiavelli understood that creating a sense of obligation is a powerful tool of control. Now, you owe them. The next time they need you to work late, take on an undesirable task, or support their bad idea, they'll cash in that favor. Resisting makes you look ungrateful. Think about it. A manager once gave an employee a prime parking spot, seemingly out of kindness. A month later, during a major company restructuring, he asked that employee to publicly support a layoff plan that would hurt their own team. The employee felt trapped, torn between loyalty to their colleagues and the debt they felt to their boss. The defense: graciously accept favors, but immediately find a way to reciprocate in a small, professional way. If they praise your work, thank them and mention how their guidance was helpful. You are balancing the ledger. Never let a debt linger. You are signaling that you are an ally, not a pawn. Now, let's talk about divide and conquer. Does your boss ever praise one team member in front of others, creating subtle competition? Or perhaps they share small, negative confidences about one colleague with another. James is struggling a bit with this report. Can you keep an eye on it? This isn't team management. It's the strategic creation of friction. A united team is a threat to a manager's absolute authority. A team that is slightly distrustful of one another is easy to control. Each member will come to the boss for validation, solidifying their power. The counter-move is radical transparency with your trusted peers. When you notice these divisions being created, talk about it. I feel like the feedback has been creating some weird competition lately. Have you noticed that? By naming the dynamic, you neutralize it. Build horizontal alliances, share information, support your colleagues' successes, and present a united front when possible. A cohesive team is a shield that no Machiavellian manager can easily break. But here's where most people get destroyed: the feigned incompetence. This is a truly advanced and sinister move. It icks when your boss pretends to be less skilled or knowledgeable than they are to get you to do their work. They might say, "You're so much better at these spreadsheets than I am," or "I could never write a proposal that persuasive." It flatters your ego and taps into your desire to be helpful, so you take on the extra work. You help them. Before you know it, you're doing their job and yours, while they focus on what really matters: networking, politics, and managing their own image. You're the engine. They're the driver, taking all the credit for reaching the destination. The defense is to praise their ability while setting a boundary. When they say, "You're much better at this," respond with, "Thanks. I learned a lot from watching how you handled the last project. I can definitely get this started, but I'll need your input on the final strategy." This does two things. It subtly calls out their attempt to offload work, and it forces them to remain involved. You're a helper, not a replacement. Finally, we have the most powerful tactic of all: controlling the narrative. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, but he also knew that appearance is everything. Your boss spends a huge amount of their time managing how situations are perceived by their own superiors. They are masters of storytelling. After a failed project, they won't say, "I made a bad call." They'll frame a story. We faced an unexpected market shift, but the team showed incredible resilience, and we've gathered crucial data for our next attempt. They are crafting the history of what happened in real time. This narrative will protect them, and if necessary, it will subtly assign blame to external factors or even to you. Your only defense is to become your own storyteller. Keep a work journal. Document your accomplishments, your contributions, and your key communications. When performance reviews come, or when a project's history is being discussed, you have your own data, your own narrative. Don't be aggressive, but be prepared. You can say, "Yes, the market shift was a challenge. On my end, I successfully delivered my part of the project on March 15th, which exceeded the initial timeline." You are not contradicting their story, you are adding your own irrefutable chapter. So let's recap. We've uncovered 5 Machiavellian tactics your boss may be using: strategic ambiguity to evade accountability, the calculated favor to create debt, divide and conquer to break team unity, feigned incompetence to delegate their work to you, and controlling the narrative to shape reality itself. We started with the uncomfortable truth that a power game is being played around you. Now you can see the moves. This knowledge isn't meant to make you cynical. It's meant to make you free. You're no longer a blind participant. You can navigate your career not with fear, but with strategy, awareness, and self-respect. The world of work, like the world of politics, is a power game. Most people play it blind, and they pay the price. If you want to continue seeing the truth, to understand the hidden dynamics that shape our lives, then subscribe and join us. Stay sharp, and never let anyone else write your story for you.